across all countries, particularly those who claim to make up the free world. But the problem is not only one of economic policies. We also see it when there are violations of equality before the law, or when we indiscriminately open the doors to immigration for political reasons. On the contrary to what we don't see there is immigration, we see invasion. International cooperation bodies has this one among its number, and such international organizations are not alien to this problem. As the years have passed, this organization has acquired responsibilities that run counter to its founding spirit. It has created layer upon layer of organizations, agencies and programs until it achieved this hypertrophy of administrations that are barely effective when it comes to resolving the problems for which they were created. Responsibilities that the UN's taken on have swelled and swelled, and in step with that, the contributions made by member states have swelled, and in turn, the palpable results that this organization has achieved have greatly reduced. They can't offer the world what they could. There's this cocktail of incentives, and in addition, you have in this organization, unlike how it was, international organizations now see a situation whereby no one's really held accountable for their failures to resolve problems. This contradiction between lofty goals and scant results has created the erosion of the prestige of this House. Without going further, the poor results of Agenda 2030 bear witness to what I've outlined above. What continues to be seen in practice is a cycle whereby we recycle structures. There's more and more being spent and more targets being set. For this region, Argentina decided to step aside from this process because we saw in Agenda 2030 the improper expenditure of scant resources for purposes that we don't share in order to distract attention from the real global difficulties. The world is on course for stagnation, and that's why we stood apart. I need to raise the alarm here because in Argentina, we've seen the natural consequences of proceeding in this way. You keep doing what's comfortable, but then you end up out of step with the future. In other terms, what I'm saying to you is that we're speaking to you from a future that hasn't arrived to you yet, and you've still got time to avoid this problem, because no society will survive if it sets fire to the future to simply heat the present. In my country, we've learned the hard way a very valuable lesson. For decades, we jeopardized a future in order to distribute the dividends of the present. In 2020-30, we finally got to a point where we'd had 100 years of doing things improperly. We'd been kicking the can down the road, but there was no one left to kick the can to. And then what happened was what I outlined previously. Our state crumbled as a result of this implosion. For the last year and a half, we've taken on the Herculean task of administering and managing extreme scarcity. And for the first time in decades, we're doing what we have to do for a better future. So the only way to usher in that better future is to do exactly the opposite of what we previously did. What we're doing stands in opposition to the rest of politics. That politics asks us to do what everyone was doing for years and what has pulled us into decline. They're asking us to jeopardize our future to meet present demands. They want us to apply the same remedy that we did 1,000 times, and that's exactly what brought us here. But I'd like to say clearly that Argentina has a government that decided to undertake the right path, even though it's the thorn